Welcome to the morning show. It's Thursday, and we're here live in Nashville, Tennessee. Actually, Mount Juliet, Tennessee. And man, we just want to welcome each and every one of you here being a part of the stream. We have a great morning every single morning when we get engaged, start talking about, honestly, we should talk about life stuff. It's good. You just never know what direction things might go in, but I love this opportunity to catch up with so many of you that's on here. As you know, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all kinds of places you can find this show. We're also live on my left with TikTok. Good morning, TikTok. If you're there and you're watching, why don't you leave us a comment, let us know you're here. We also have our Zoom group here with us, and from time to time you'll hear some of them on the panel speak up and be a part of the show. And we're growing. We're growing, Brittany. How are you? This is my wife, by the way, Brittany. If you're a first-time viewer, this is my wife, Brittany. She is the star of this show. I promise you. I love the fact that she's on here. This morning, you're kind of you're overcoming a mom's night. Of course, I was there. I was there, but then it shifted to you earlier this morning.
Yeah, I look like a human, but I feel like a dragon. Like, because I'm a dragon. Yeah, just a lot of...
We had one that did not sleep well last night.
Two.
Oh, really? See, I had the one.
As Adley would say.
I didn't have Adley.
Yeah, just light sleepers. Goodness gracious. But we... Sorry. My shirt says I can't. I have plans in the garage.
Which is always true.
Probably the most accurate t-shirt I own.
The problem is we can't get you into the garage here lately.
I know. It's like there's always some kid sick or something. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'll have a little bit of time this weekend to tinker, as they say.
Tinker just a little bit.
Oh, look at there. Danielle's in the house.
What's that? Danielle's on the stream? Danielle's here at the house. That just, if you didn't get it now, she's at the house right now. She spent the night here. Looks like we've got TJ and Ashley both with us on Facebook, which I think I saw Ashley on TikTok as well. Maybe she's bouncing back and forth, seeing which experience she prefers. We've got Kayla in the house. Good morning. Of course, we got Danielle. TJ said, Nick kept crying in his sleep last night. Anna did too. Like, it was weird. Like, every about hour, she would just start boo-hooing. I don't get it.
Okay, boy.
Oh, wow.
Malachi, he's
Their kids, Kayla and those kids are waking up before 5. Maybe we should just change this whole week to, like, how to function when you feel like you can't function.
Let me ask you this. Here's a good one. We call it adulting when you're growing up. What do you call it when you're just parenting? Like, is there a cooler word than, oh, we're parenting?
No, because parenting in and of itself doesn't sound cool, and we aren't. That's just like the perfect.
How about slavery?
Are you feeling trapped, Martinez? Are you feeling down and desperate in dark places?
Never felt more trapped than my mom.
I love it.
Malachi don't mind.
But look at that face.
I think I lost vision. For
Hi,
like a split
buddy.
second.
What you doing, Malachi? Hi, buddy.
Malachi, he's just having a good time.
Uh-huh. Hanging with Dad.
Yeah. Dad couldn't have it any other way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it's okay to be honest, though. Sometimes.
Hey, he's
It's
got
tough.
your facial expression.
What's going on here? What's going on? I wish y'all could see what we see right now on the Zoom. We'll figure that out one day. Be able to get everything
Yeah.
linked in there. There's always a technological way of doing that, I guarantee it. But anyways, that's what's going on in our life. What's going on in everyone else's life? Looks
Tired
like
survival.
yeah, like I guess that's just the vibe, right?
Yeah.
This is Survival Thursday.
Yeah.
It's not Thriving Thursday, it's Survival Thursday.
Right?
Need to do that, Mark. I love it. I love it.
Mark's in a bit of a different season, but he's in a no.
He's on the verge.
It's no. I don't feel like the teenage season is any more of a resting season than it's just you plant your worry into another area as opposed to sleepless nights and things like that. But yeah, my mom was like raising teenagers to me is just as hectic. It's just a different kind of hectic.
So I want to make sure I am heard correctly on this, because I love our season. I love our season. This is not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I am saying is I think for me, it's going to be a little easier when they're teenagers.
I'm glad.
Does that like freak you out? Like
Yeah, well,
like you are a rock star at like this, like you get them, they get you. Like
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't get them, but I'm just simply saying like there's going to be a handoff, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they don't really question authority in the way that teenagers do at this age.
Are you talking about the same kids?
I mean, I said in the way. I mean, they
Why?
do. They test the waters, but
Why?
Teenagers. I'm a little worried about reaping what I have sown. I was quite the malady kid,
You know what?
and I've been told I have a kid like Brooklyn. So,
God, we're in trouble. Brooklyn's here too. She said, "Hey." Speaking of parenting, Davis just got reading glasses. Oh, okay, cute.
Wow.
That's where Anna's at. What's Mark saying?
Oh, and mother at almost 83 got it from both sides of the spectrum. Yeah, I mean, you're exhausted. For a split second, I was like, man, talking about your wife's age was up there. Then I
misread that.
His mother.
Yeah, exactly. Marilyn's gonna get you.
Marilyn's gonna get you talking about her age.
and quite wrong, quite inaccurate
and
too.
tell her she carries it beautifully. never would have thought that.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Kayla's loving her season. And yes, she said that Davis is excited about camp this year.
Oh, and he had to get reading glasses. Pictures.
I love it. Well, we veered into parenthood, but you know what? That's what I said originally. It's just life.
Yeah.
Like this is our life. Everyone has some great things to talk about. Yeah, identities. Segue. We should do like the what was that? Wayne's World. Transition. Anyway, some of y'all got that, others did not.
One of these days, we're going to do like a compilation of all those things you do. Like in one thing, like a dance. It would be funny.
It would be fantastic. I challenge to somebody that knows media, let's find those little, because I do one just about every show. I don't mean to. It's who I am.
Are you saying that's your identity?
It's my identity. It's who I am.
The dancing guy.
I'm a dancer. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yesterday we talked about what unnecessary Zoom. So we're talking about identity, and we're talking about getting comfortable with who you are. I've really enjoyed this topic because it's kind of where I'm at right now. Getting comfortable with who I am, and I don't want to say being okay with who I am. I guess what I'm saying is making a decision about who I am, because you've got all of these people quote you can be. Right? I'm a mom, I'm an employee, I'm an employer, I'm a leader, I'm like all of these different things, but at the core, like, who are you? And out of that, who are we? I knew it. I knew you were gonna go there. Parks and Rec reference. Who are we? Little Sebastian knew who he was. But the point really is like seriously getting fine-tuned in like, man, this is who I'm supposed to be. And I have found that, or at least my assumption is, your goals have no chance if they're not in line with who you are. But to that point, I think the real reason to have a goal is not what you achieve, but based on that goal that you set, who you become to achieve that goal. Does that make sense? Like I don't think that there's certain things in your life that you can actually obtain until you kind of level up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the truth is, you can't level up if you don't know who you are at this. You know what I'm saying? Like in other words, like I could sit here right now and say, like, my goal is to play in the NBA right now. I'm walking on. Okay, it's never been done at my age or whatever, right? Like, and I could kind of convince myself that because I'm tall, I like playing blah blah. But I have zero real interest in doing that.
Yeah.
Does that make like that's a real drastic point to make, just to kind of saying, hey, like that's the idea that I'm trying to convey. But you know, goals are supposed to change your life.
Yeah.
It's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to make you better. What do you think about that, Brittany? Like when you start thinking about goals in your life and you know who you are and pursue, like it right now, is there something like, do you have goals right now that you're kind of working on in your life?
I do. I have goals, and I always try to go back to who I am, and I'm being true to myself. Because if you're not careful, you may be trying to reach a goal that's not even for you.
Exactly.
So,
Talk
yeah.
about that.
Well, just, I mean, if that's, for me, it's not as much, for a young person, it might be your parents trying to kind of do something that you don't feel like is, and that's a little difficult because you're young, and sometimes what you wouldn't think is true to yourself is actually true to yourself.
Right.
It's that frontal lobe development. But for us, me, I think in marriage that can be a challenge too, because it's like, from a woman's perspective, like when you're married, your husband is naturally gonna want to help you fix what's wrong. Hey, what's wrong?
We don't do that.
So, not at all. This is every man on the planet, every woman on the planet's battle. But as you kind of try to fix it, and then you kind of feel like, oh, okay, so you're helping me set goals that aren't true to myself, and then you start having these issues when really and truly, if you just kind of had open dialogue, within each other, you might avoid a lot of crisis. But just a little example of those things. And then also too with the comparison game of other people. Hey, I like what they have, I want what they have, so I should do what they do. That's not true. There's several ways to get to success. That's different. You are you. It'll look different. So for me, I'm in a business venture myself, and I'm like, look, I'm going to set goals. This is where I'd like to see my business grow, and then I evaluate that constantly. Even if I haven't hit markers, I still evaluate it. Well, why haven't I hit those markers? Is this where I'm wanting to go? Is this true to me? Is this, So yeah, I guess I don't know if I'm kind of going around and around, but just like basically always being true. You really got to know who you are.
Yes.
Bottom line, you got to know who you are.
What you said, and I want to hear Martinez's take on it if he's able to in just a second. But like, I know for me, what you just said it agrees with me so much. For instance, I've had people give me goals to achieve, so to speak, that for whatever reason it sounded good, but I just could not get, like, it's one of those, like, I couldn't get with it, and it's not like I'm not and by the way, I think everyone's this way. If someone's interested in something, they're going to do it. And for whatever reason, it was just contrary to me, but it's because it wasn't my goal. And even to your point, other people's success, I don't think it's necessarily for you to copy it, but to be inspired by it because it's possible. Because your success and my success should and probably will. Well, I mean, it should look different. You know what I'm saying? There might be similarities, there might be principles that can be brought to from it, but at the end of the day, it's going to be different. Okay.
Fixing to have a
We've got a
special
special guest with what is a Chip. Let's see here. I like what's going on. We got some conversations here. TJ said it's very true. Sometimes people are successful because they did not do what everyone else did. Lee Iacocca, absolutely, for one, exactly. Mark says you've got to have your goals, not someone else's. Everyone has their own road to follow. I agree completely. Like Martinez, what do you think about all of that? What do you think? Good morning, Anna. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's a great topic. I was just thinking as it relates to goals. I mean, like, I think there's goals and then there's ancillary goals. There's might be goals that for you as an individual, as maybe you as a family, and then there's ancillary goals. Like, I want to be a better employee. I want to I want to get a better raise. I want to create more widgets at the job so I can get a better title. So there's and maybe those ancillary goals feed into your family or your big goals, your primary goals. But I was thinking, like, goals in general, I think are really defined by like your identity and your identity by the company that you keep. You know what I mean? Like, I think we the company that you keep as parents are different, or as a married person is different than the company you keep as a single person. So your goals might be like or redefined. It's but at the and this kind of feeds back into what you were talking about yesterday as it relates to what are you doing to improve your identity or be better in your identity, that kind of thing. And I started thinking about that, and I was saying, well, I think identity, and as far as improving your identity, has everything to do at the end of the day with the company you keep. The people in your life, whether it's your family or those 5 people or whatever. Police officers hang out with police officers. Doctors hang out with doctors. There's the company they keep helps define their goals of where they want to go in their career. It's just birds of a feather flock together. Mm-hmm. Those circles help you define your goals. I probably would have never had and desire to go to college had I not been hanging out with family and friends who were college minded. You know what I mean? And so my goal was to go to college. And then once I got to college, my goal was to stay into college, not flunk out, that kind of thing. And so like your goal, again, I think it's, and I'm not telling, this is not rocket science, but your network, the family you're in, the people in your life, what's that saying? He that has your time has your mind. So like, your goals, on the most part are, in my humble opinion, it's going to be defined by like where you are in life, who are you around, mm-hmm. Who do you identify with, and that, and it'll be very easy. Some of them good, some of them you're bad, but it'll be very easy for you to pick up goals based on the people that you're hanging out with. Some of them are good. I was inclined, my first marathon was inspired by people I hung out with, and I ended up, and I loved it, that wasn't a bad goal, but like my goal, their goal became my goal, so to speak.
Well,
my goal to go to school was first the goal of other people that I hung out with. And I'm like, well, maybe I should go to school. Maybe I should do something beyond just graduating from high school, that kind of thing. And so like, you know, goals, and not that anyone's saying this, but it's not it's okay to piggyback off of somebody else's goals. My
That's
life,
inspiration at its core, I think. Yeah, you're inspired or influenced even. Yeah.
yeah, and so like again, it's like the company you keep, your identity, the people in your life, the children, like who their friends are in school, the school they go to, the teachers that are around them with the right mindset to inspire them or to even write them off. We know that there's certain teachers who write off certain students based on their gender or their race. That's history has told us that. So like that child, those children don't need to be in those environments where they're just written off based on the team, the network of people in their lives. So it's like, yeah, goals are important, and I think on the most part they're kind of like the result of the company you keep, the people that are in your life.
Yeah, well, even community, common unity. You have found something to unite yourself with, and to your example, right? Like you started hanging out with some marathon runners, and somehow there was a part of you that was like, dude, I want to do that, and you did it, but because that I believe resonated with who you are, right? Like it was like one of those like, okay, because and to your point, it's not a bad thing to what Brittany was saying. Like other people's goals for sure can inspire you, right? I think one thing that's kind of interesting, something that I'm just kind of discovering is when something isn't inspiring, like in other words, there's a difference between something not clicking versus, hey, I'm just abandoning this goal. Like at some point you have to know who you are, and it's like, well, the reason that's not clicking is like, that's not what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no ambitions to become a singer, and I'm around great singers all the time. Like it's not even on my radar.
That's an identity.
But it's because I know who I am. I don't have to be validated as a singer around really great singers because I'm like what Brittany just said. I'm comfortable with who I am.
Yeah.
And I know who I'm becoming, so to speak. What you look like you've got a thought.
Well, you just said something that if you're whatever you're doing, if it is for validation, stop.
For sure, stop.
and look at yourself. And let me tell you something. One of the things for identity, you can't get to the place where you can set goals. If you're not content with who you are right now in this moment, you will never be. If you set a goal, once I get to that place, then I will accept myself. It's never gonna be enough. It's never gonna be, So for me, Martinez, what he said was a great point. He was inspired by these people.
Absolutely.
If you're not content with who you are, you'll be intimidated by those kinds of people. And that
That's a good
intimidation will then leave zero room for you to be inspired and grow. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the greatest things I've learned on certain journeys in identity is I started with a practice in my bathroom mirror where I looked at myself and I said, I accept myself every day. I had to say it out loud. It was really embarrassing. I wasn't happy with it at first. Hey, listen, okay? I need you to go over there for a second. I would tell myself, I accept myself unconditionally right now. Not 50 pounds from now, not 30 pounds from now, not after my successful job. I accept myself unconditionally right now.
Yeah.
I love who I am. I accept who I am. Acceptance is not settling.
Right, because
It's different.
Right now,
Yeah.
the fact is I'm right here, but I know the truth about where I'm going. I'm comfortable with me right now because I know I'm pursuing.
Exactly.
I know what's inside me.
Yeah, I'm where
Like,
I'm
that's-
at because I'm
yes.
pushing forward. That's how you grow your identity. Is accepting who you are in your season right now, but not settling for anything less than a goal you're trying to reach.
I think even with his situation, because I do believe in getting around people that help increase your identity. He got around some marathon runners, and the thing that happened with him is he saw himself as that marathon runner.
yeah, I've
Like
seen
it was one of those like it was almost eating at you, wasn't it? Like, dude, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, like the furthest I had ever ran at the time was 3 miles, but then hey, buddy, what's wrong? Hey, I'm with you. You know,
Is he calling you out? Did you not run 3 miles? I know it ain't true. You're a runner, son.
I startled him but yeah, like I think what it was, bro, is like the furthest I ran was 3 miles, and then I was just helping him out, just going on 4 or 5 miles, and then it got kind of competitive. It's like, to be honest, it was a lot of girls running. I'm like, they were out running me, and I'm like, got pissed off. And I'm like, and they were better in shape, and so like, not to be outdone, I'm like, okay, this weekend I'm gonna outrun them, and I'm gonna lead the way, and then I'm out, and then of course I didn't meet that goal, and then I will have to do it again the next week.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, but you're right. I mean, it kind of, you start a goal, you get inspired by someone, you kind of like you kind of fall into it, and it kind of like, wait a minute, this is not, it's tough, it's kind of fun, and it's challenging at the same time, and so it's like, let me go ahead and see where this goes, and before you know it, you're like, dude, I'm running a marathon. Dude, I'm graduating.
I got so mad I ran 24 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's something about, and it's just about being around people who are going somewhere, who are doing things, because, I think there's a natural affinity or there's human nature for us to gravitate toward people, to gravitate toward, community.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you're going to naturally just pick up some habits,
Yeah.
that whether you want to or not, and so it's like your body, your mind wants to engage in your community. And like, if you do it, and you have nothing to do with that, it's like, that's why the Bible talks about guarding your heart, guarding your soul, because like it wants to gravitate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like the thing that's important is like, for us, we don't have the grace that a lot of young people have as far as trying to find identity. We need to know where we are right now, who we are right now, because there's too many people counting on us, right? Yeah. There's too many. There's like, someone's livelihood is affected by us not knowing who we are.
Yeah, your urgency has never. The older you get, the higher your urgency is, just because you become aware of the finite reality of life. And to your point, I heard one guy say, I love this. He said, people that aren't going anywhere want you to go there with them.
That's right. That's right.
This goes back to the 5 people you're around.
I mean, it's
talk. Like that's. But there's a good practice. Start with yourself. Accept who you are, and then as you accept who you are, walk into a community with people you aspire to be like, and if you can accept who you are, you can then leave intimidation at the door. Check it at the door. And if you're not intimidated, then you also don't look like the the idiot who walks in there with a point to prove because they're insecure and they want to act like they're bigger than who they are, because really they have an identity crisis going on.
Oh, for sure.
It's funny because when you walk in the room with people and that's your defense mechanism, everybody can see right through you.
For sure.
Take a trip to a mirror, accept who you are right now. It's okay to have a little humility. It's okay to own what you don't know. It's okay to, aspire to be something greater. Be around these people, learn from these people, And I think tomorrow would be a great day to talk about identity in the workplace.
What say you? Everyone sound good?
Finding who you
Sounds
are, your
fantastic.
strengths, your benefits, what you bring to the table.
Is it confined to just employment or just teams in general?
Teams in general.
Teams in general.
Yeah, teams in general,
Okay.
I think. Because we've had some groundbreaking things that we've learned just this past year from some tests that we've had. We'll probably
Yeah, let's talk
shout
about
them
it.
out tomorrow. But yeah.
Shout it out.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, well, y'all, we're overtime once again. By the way, I do want to throw this out here. We are pitching the idea around to do an hour show.
Sister Violet. Did you hear him? She's like our number one fan for that. She's an advocate for an hour-long show. She's like,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, so we are in active considerations. We'll be talking to you more about that, and let's figure out how we're looking at how we format that to make that happen. But that is something coming. Kiana said, "Yay!" I love it. Good, glad y'all are here with
Hey, just
us.
to let y'all know, I told Anna when she sat over here, I don't know if you saw me laughing.
Yeah, what
I
happened?
said, we're talking about identity. And she went, does that have to do with the dentist?
Close.
You're really close. Really close. I love it. So, all right, we're going to get out of here. Martinez, always good to see you, my friend. And Malachi, you're becoming the new star, my friend. Yes, you are. You're becoming the star, my friend. But we'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, talking more about identity in the workplace. All right.
Teamwork makes
Teamwork. Woohoo. All right. Have a great day.